Alright, today I just got these today and I wanted to start taking a look at them right away because they are very impressive. This is the sword pack and launcher pack for the MoShow Mecha Warrior Strike, I think they called it. I can't remember. It's basically the 172 knockoff Strike Gundam by MoShow. The boxes are functional and little else. I mean, the colors are nice and attractive, but there's not much on them. If you pay attention to the line work, then you'll realize it's a picture of the sword and the beam cannon on there. But other than that, there's not much to them, although they do have cool matching logos on the sides. I do like that. Big warning. That's it. Nothing else about the boxes. Oh, except they're, huge. So here it is, the launcher pack, and the first thing I want to talk about is how well it's packaged, because I like that you can remove the top clamshell like that, and here are all the things, and you know what? They're not going to fall out. They're all clipped in there individually, and that was a brilliant idea, because I don't know, it seems smart to me. So there it is. What to say about it? Initial impressions are this thing is amazing. This set, I've seen it available on eBay for $60 each, and I thought initially that, wow, that seems a little steep. I was thinking maybe $30 or $40 each. But as soon as I got this in hand and realized how large it is and how heavy it is, it feels like it is worth what I paid for it. And I actually found this on a site that was originally selling both sets. I think it was for $95 shipped, and I hemmed and hawed about it too long, and of course in retrospect I should have jumped on it because it was only $45-ish each. I debated it over a couple of days, and then when I went back decided to grab it, they'd raised the price to $110. So I went ahead and picked it up, and it totally feels worth it. Let's start with the backpack. It's pretty. It's very pretty. This is lightweight. It's just plastic, but it's nicely painted with the gold and the red, and this moves up and down a little bit, and it's got 2 ports there, and that's all that has to it. And of course, what the port is for is, I guess, should we pull that out? Alright, to save all of our ears, I popped everything out of the plastic, so you don't have to hear that squeaking when I try and get it all out. But unless I raise my tripod even higher, this gun does not even fit on frame all the way. I can't zoom out any farther without rearranging my tripod setup. This thing is huge. For a size comparison, really quick, here is the launcher, whatever this thing is called, beam cannon from the sword and launcher 2-pack, 100 scale master grade Gundam. And this is a 172 scale, so you can see there's a huge difference between 100 and 172. We'll look at that some more later. Let's see, so we already looked at the backpack. This is where the majority of the heft on this set comes from, because this arm, I hope you can tell, it is fully metal, and it is hefty and beefy. Again, here's the arm from the master grade, and I bet just this one pin, or at least this one joint, weighs more than this entire backpack does. This thing is beefy, which, it's going to hold up a gun that's, what did I say it was in a review? I think this showed that this is about 13 inches long. So this thing has to be able to hold it up in the air. So it's very heavy. But it's got different paint apps on it, which looks really cool. I mean, this could be brass, or maybe it's just painted gold, I don't know. But it feels, the joints are so tight. Like, I am putting, this is non-trivial effort to move these. I'm not sure that my 6-year-old could even turn some of these. They're really heavy, but this thing feels super solid. It's not, it doesn't have anything heavy on it, but it doesn't feel like it's going to move around. You set it, and it's going to stay there. Let's see, there's also this bit for attaching to the figure. This comes in, this is awkward to film. This is the one thing with the what's it. This plugs into it. Oh, these barrels are also metal, and it spins. And it's super detailed with lots of different colors and label there. Come on, quit focusing on the background. Anyway, and it comes with instructions, which are handy. And a lot of it is, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but there's useful things in there like showing you how to disassemble this bit to flip the clip around so you can make it fit on his other shoulder. Because if you buy 2 of these things, well, you can hook them together and have 2 guns on hanging off the backpack. Or you can combine it with the sword set and have a sword and the gun on one side. So the instructions show how this stuff goes together, so I probably shouldn't try and do it without reading that first, but because it's got to connect to the wings, of which there's a small one and a big one. And these are pretty light, but they look really good, which is what is important. The paint's really nice on them, and the panel lines are nice and prominent. There's a couple of handles and other bits. So there's not as many accessories to this set as the sword kit, but I mean, also in some regards it makes up for it by this thing being just ridiculously gigantic. And this opens. It's got lots of great paint. I believe this flips open, or closed as the case may be, and there's one on each side. And that's so you can attach, was it this handle, I think? That doesn't seem right. This bit attaches to it, and then this handle attaches to that, so it's articulated. And then this handle can slide onto this bit. And it's not wanting to light up, but this cover on this side, I think it's supposed to come off. Oh, there it goes. So you can attach the handle on either side, because again, these sets are ambidextrous. They can be set up on either side of the figure. Something else moves here. What was it? I know, let's look at the instructions. That it extends like that, and then these pop out. Oh, come on, lighten up. I think I'm blocking the light. I don't know. I clearly still don't have the lighting figured out here, although I think the new background will help a little bit. What else can this thing do? I can't remember. But it's very pretty. I love the silver and the gold paint, and the yellow and the red. Oh, hey, look at this. This pops off. I wonder why that is. Looks like there's tracks, so it goes in a certain way. But they come off. So, again, this thing is ridiculously huge. Here's the master grade set. I guess we can press that because I don't know if this one extends. Here is, let's move these off to the side. Here is the aforementioned 1/100 master grade figure that came with the sword and launcher. I think this is actually one of the first Gundams I bought. I'm not sure if I finished it because I don't actually finish building Gundams. I can't remember how far in this is supposed to condense. And this gun is not only taller than he is, it is significantly taller than he is. It is laughably taller than he is. Different scales, but I mean, this is a hefty, loud piece of plastic. Oh, and it's got a cool translucent blue something in there. So anyway, point of all of this was to say this set looks very impressive. Okay, I'm trying to assemble this thing, and this was really tight, and I'm not sure I could get it out. Oh, maybe I can. This slot where this pegs in also feels like it's going to be really tight, and although you can make it, ambidextrous, put it on either side, I'm not sure that that will be possible once you actually assemble it. So I don't know that I'm thinking about it, but with the sword set, I am honestly considering buying a second one so I can do the double sword look. Oh yeah, that's really snug. I think the slot is probably got some paint in it, which is making it really tight. I'm not sure that you would be able to swap sides on this thing once you've chosen which side you want to put it on without buying another one. Let's see what else. So the wings, fins, whatever these are, they plug into these. Wow, again, super tight. This all has a nice paint finish on it. It all feels very premium and basically like it was worth the money. And it makes it feel like it was not very expensive. I paid $110 to get both of these set, and I feel like that was actually like a really good deal. Like it could have been more. I guess that's how the AL Gundam felt too when we got it. It was super impressed by how high quality it was for how cheap it was, because wasn't it like $150? And it's this massive giant thing. Here, let me go get it. Anyway, it's this massive giant figure that I only had to pay $150 for. This, if you were to compare this with the Bandai Metal builds, the 7 sword that I got last was, wasn't it $180 or something? I could easily see this thing retailing for $250, and honestly, you would probably not feel. You would feel like you got your money's worth if that's what you paid for it, but it doesn't even cost that much. But it just has such a high quality premium feel. These things, again, this turns. Your arm is in the way. Thank you. The joints are not extremely snug. They are maybe a hair more snug than I would like, but they are not loose in any way. They feel great. Check this bit out. This is metal, and somehow it flips out. I can't get, I haven't yet quite found where to grab it, but it's on a hinge there so that you can somehow well, I'm unable to get it out. It feels like the joint is just a little snug, but this metal arm lifts up so you can spin the ammo feeder around again, so you can turn this whole contraption around the other direction if you so desire, or if you want to double mount it. Ow. Shouldn't be doing that because this is heavy, but it fits together snugly, and so it's a little bit difficult to do and hold it in front of the camera if I'm even doing that. And there's that thing. And somehow it attaches to his shoulder. I think I have to take the arm off, so let me do that. And there is Mecha Warrior. Strike with the launcher bit on there. shoulder cannon with, these look like rocket pods, right? The red ones there. And this just makes the guy look cool. I guess I should fix his wings. Or, you know, take them off. But anyway, with that on, and with this big guy standing here, this gun is still ridiculous. It's as tall as he is, taller than he is, and he's on a flight stand. So anyway, I've talked about this one way too long. It's so impressive, and this is basically me playing with it for the first time. There is maybe going to be a downside to this. I don't know if you can tell because the lights are on too bright, but there's some fancy dancy LEDs in his head there, and on his flight pack. But if I'm going to put this in, I don't know if the lights are still going to work. Let's find out. Unfortunately, I have to review this eventually here. Unfortunately, mine has a short or a bad connection, and so the lights in the figure tend to turn off. But this does look like it has a slot in there, so you can still plug it on around the cord, and actually maybe that's going to help it stay in the right position so that the lights can stay on. The stand needs a few more teeth in it, and that's a lovely shot that you can't see anything. So then this goes in some way or another. And again, ambidextrous, so there's a hole on that side too. Oh wow, that's tight. Alright, the arm is now plugged into the gun, and between the figure and this arm, the stand is almost too heavy to lift up. This thing now weighs, I don't know how many extra pounds, but a lot of them. And if I took the gun off, or the shield off his hand, then we could manipulate the cannon around. I've not actually seen Gundam Seed beyond the first couple of episodes, 5 episodes maybe. So I don't remember what any of this stuff is called. I don't know how it's used. All I know is it looks cool. This is interesting to manipulate. I'm zoomed in so you can't see it. This thing is going to stay where I put it. And the trick will be, of course, putting it so that Kira Yamato here can... Sorry, not Kira Yamato, because this is not a Gundam figure. This is an independent toy. How does this thing work? I feel like I've done something wrong. How is he supposed to hold this? I'm gonna have to look at the pictures to figure this out, but there's the gun. Just floating there. I have seen reviews where, you know, they just angle it up over his head. In fact, that would be one reason to have 2 of them, is to have 2 giant shoulder cannons that they're not resting on anything. They're just floating there. Outside the backdrop there. This thing is too big. I built this huge light box, and then I bought a ridiculously huge figure that's still too big for it. So that's great. Alright, so there it is. Giant ass shoulder cannon, just standing supported, being held supported by that armature, and almost starts to make the stand feel like it's not strong enough to hold this guy. I mean, it is, but it's got a little wobble because he's huge. does say the pilot is Kira Yamato. See, I knew what I was talking about. So anyway, that's the launcher pack, and I think I'll end this here and cover the sword pack in another video, because I'm sure this has already gone on far too long. But the point is, this kit, it's not a kit, this figure is amazing, and this launcher add-on weapon set for Strike is pretty great, and I recommend it. Stand by for the sword set soon. Thanks for watching.